You mentioned that in the past you had one C-section and you're 36 weeks anticipating the delivery of this baby and wanting to do a VBAC or a vaginal birth after a C-section. You've talked with your doctor and they said that if you go into labor on your own before 39 weeks, then you could try a VBAC. But if 39 weeks comes, you haven't had your baby yet, then it will be a C-section. You're wondering if this is good advice or if the plan could change. And basically, this is a good, candid conversation you should have with your doctor, because the decision to have a VBAC is based on a lot of different things. There's like a screening tool that will help doctors decide if a patient is a good candidate for a VBAC or not. It has to do with the reason for your first C-section, your current situation, like if you have any health problems like diabetes, preeclampsia, how big is this baby? What position is this baby in? What are the resources available at the hospital closest to your home where you'll be delivering at? Do they have the ability to handle an emergent situation? Because here's the risk with the VBAC. Last time you had a C-section, they made an incision on your uterus and pulled the baby out. Then they stitched up the uterus and all the other layers in your abdomen, and chances are it healed nicely, but it's still a weak point forevermore. That scar on the uterus has the potential to rupture during this pregnancy if you start contracting and go into labor. Imagine if I made an incision down my bicep and then I started lifting heavy weight. You can imagine it popping open, and that's similar to what can happen to the uterus. The chance of this happening is about 1% when done under the right circumstances. So again, this is why you should talk with your doctor, and based on their knowledge of your history, they'll be able to talk to you about why they feel like you need to have a C-section at 39 weeks if you haven't already delivered. There are complications that can exist with attempting a trial of labor after a C-section. We don't want to induce someone. You do need to go into labor on your own, or maybe just even have your water broken, because if we give you Pitocin and make your uterus have lots and lots of strong contractions when your body's not actually in labor, then that puts undue stress on that incision. So another thing to consider is if you go closer to your due date, your baby may be even bigger and there may be less of a chance that they fit. So these may be things that your doctor's considering. And again, after having a conversation with them, they'll be able to tell you why they're thinking what they're thinking. Good luck with it all. And if you have more questions for me in the future, please feel free to ask them on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Intermountain Moms, and recommend us to your friends and family too.